इंटरनेशनली तेल की कीमत ऊपर जाती है, पाकिस्तान में डीजल और पेट्रोल ऊपर चला जाता है। लेकिन जब वो नीचे आती है तो क्या इनको कीमत नीचे नहीं करनी चाहिए? डीजल और पेट्रोल महंगा होता है, सब कुछ महंगा होता है। जो 15 रुपया है ये आपके ऊपर टैक्स लगता है, ये आपसे पैसा चोरी किया जाता है। जब आप आवाम पे टैक्स लगाते हैं, गरीब गुर्बत बढ़ जाती है।
Hello, this is Samin Nawaz and you are watching News Today. In today's program, we will take a look at the performance of the rulers who came with the slogan of change, but in reality, nothing has changed. Yes, we will talk about the ruling party in Pakistan, the PTI and Prime Minister Imran Khan. The hallmark of Imran Khan's 3-year performance is skyrocketing inflation, unemployment and poverty levels, and has left Pakistan completely internationally isolated, and his foreign policy seems to be desperately waiting to receive a phone call from the US President. Imran Khan talks a big game, but he constantly fails to perform. He can no longer fool the people with bold statements. Everything stated by the Prime Minister begins with him and ends with him.
ना तक इमरान खान किसी के सामने झुके और ना वो हमको किसी के सामने झुकने देगा। 23 साल पहले मैंने एक चीज कही थी, मैं उस पे तक अपनी बात खत्म करता हूं, और वो ये था कि ना आज तक मैं कभी किसी के सामने झुका हूं, सिवाय अल्लाह के, और इंशाअल्लाह कभी अपनी कौम को किसी के सामने नहीं झुकने दूंगा, इंशाअल्लाह।
It is time he realized that in reality, everything needs to begin and end with the people of Pakistan. In the last 3 years, only the PTI mafia has benefited in Pakistan, as flour thieves and sugar thieves are on the rise, whereas the general public is offered basic necessities such as medicines at exorbitant prices. The people buying their monthly ration understand how well Imran Khan has performed. They are the ones who have to worry about their basic survival. Every time prices increases, Imran Khan had brought the country to the brink of disaster in 3 years, and it may take Pakistan more than a decade to recover.
चोरी और करप्शन जिसकी कीमत अवाम अपने खून से दे रही है, महंगाई के जरिए दे रही है।
The measure of a government's performance not based on the false figure parroted by government officials, but rather by the conditions ordinary people find themselves dealing with. If one were to try to find proof of the country's positive performance, as claimed by government official and advisors of Imran Khan, it would be easier to find a needle in a haystack. The puppet Prime Minister himself knows he has destroyed the administrative institutions of the country, but he is not ready to leave power. Due to his insatiable lust for power, his stubbornness and his ego, Pakistan had been facing the situation of diplomatic isolation during the past 3 years. Mafias involved in wheat and sugar theft had been benefited during the past 3 years of PTI's rule in the country, as the masses instead had to queue up to purchase essential medicines at expensive rates. Smiles on the faces of masses were the real barometer of the performance of any government, as the same couldn't be gauged on the basis of false reports of the government officials. The nation is paying the price of the playing around with the economic policies by PTI regime, resulting into non-stop inflation and unemployment, making the life of a common man worse than hell. If this is the fruit of 22 years political struggle of Imran Khan, then Allah Almighty saves us from such type of governance where people are starving to death, millions became jobless, institutions and economy are collapsing. Since the communism and capitalism failed to deliver and collapsed, so it was the need of the hour that the world should be introduced the system based on the Quran and Sunnah. The problems of Pakistan could only be resolved by taking guidance from universal system of Islam. The PTI proved complete failure and protector of the status quo. The Prime Minister claimed to transform Pakistan into Medina-like state proved a pack of lies.
मदीना की रियासत एक मॉडर्न स्टेट थी। अल्लाह ने हमें कहा है कि नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम की सुन्नत पे चलो, उनके रास्ते पे चलो।
Performing another feat, the federal government has imposed additional sales tax ranging between 5 to 17% on supply of electricity and gas to the non-filer industrial and commercial entities in an attempt to broaden the tax base. The additional taxation on the industrial and commercial entities that did not exist on tax roll, income tax and sales tax was one of the budgetary proposals given by the Pakistan Business Council. The additional sales tax will be levied on the total billed amount excluding the amount of federal taxes besides the tax payable on supplies of electricity and natural gas to person having industrial or commercial connections. The additional levy will only be applicable to those entities that have not obtained sales tax registration number or are not on the active taxpayers list maintained by the Federal Board of Revenue. For all the unregistered commercial entities, 17% additional sales tax will be charged on the bill amount above 50,000 per month. Through presidential ordinance, the government has also provided immunity from inquiry to an amount up to Rs 5 million remitted through money service bureaus, exchange companies and money transfer operators such as Western Union, MoneyGram and Ria Finance. Currently, the facility is only available on money remitted through banking channels. The ordinance has allowed a National Database and Registration Authority to share its records or any information available or held by it. On its own motion or upon application by FBR, the FBR may forward such information to the concerned income tax authority having jurisdiction in relation to the subject matter regarding the information, who may utilize the information for the purpose of income tax. The ordinance has allowed NADRA to compute indicative income and tax liability, create a relationship between expenses such as air travel expense paid through debit credit cards and declared incomes and assets, and may create risk scores for further probe by the FBR. Subsequently, such indicative income and tax liability will be communicated to the person to whom it relates, and such person will have the options to pay such as prescribed by the FBR. In case the person did not pay such liability within specified times, the FBR will take action under Income Tax Ordinance on the basis of incomes and liabilities computed by NADRA. After giving taxpayers' data access to NADRA, the FBR also abolished Section 198 that says a person who discloses any particular confidential information of a person will commit an offence punishable on conviction with a fine of minimum Rs 500,000 or imprisonment for a term of maximum 1 year or both. As a result, the Apex Probe Agency can now access profiles of taxpayers without any restrictions. The penalties for non-filing of tax returns are revised upward. The penalty will be 0.1% of tax payable for each day of default or Rs 100,000 a day. The maximum penalty will be 200% of tax payable. The minimum penalty will be Rs 10,000 if 75% or more is salary income, while it will be Rs 50,000 in other cases. The federal government, through the ordinance, introduced an additional withholding tax ranging between 5% and 35% to be collected from professionals including accountants, lawyers, doctors, dentists, health professionals, engineers, architects, IT professionals, tutors, trainers, and other persons engaged in provisions of services not appearing on active taxpayer list and operating from residential premises having domestic electric connections from distribution companies. The tax collected in this case from domestic consumers will be adjustable, but it has not been clarified how DISCOS will identify those professionals working from domestic premises. Through the ordinance, the penalties were revised upward massively for those who fail to integrate their businesses with the FBR. The minimum penalty is Rs 500,000 for the first default and a maximum of Rs 3 million for a third default. If such person fails to integrate his businesses within 15 days of imposition of penalty for a fourth default, his business premises will be sealed till such time he integrates his business.
$10 अरब दे रहे थे, $40 अरब का खसारा ट्रेड का, $20 अरब का करंट अकाउंट डेफिसिट, ऊपर से 10 अरब डॉलर बाहर देने थे। तो अगर IMF ना आता, और IMF जब आया तो बाकी मल्टीलैटरल्स ने फिर पाकिस्तान को, उन्होंने भी फंडिंग की, वो ना देते हम डिफ़ॉल्ट कर गए थे। तो वो मजबूरी में हम जाते हैं। तो जब IMF आपको पैसे देता है तो वो फिर पूछता है कि मैं आपको कर्जे दे रहा हूँ, आप ये कर्जा वापस कैसे करेंगे, तो आप अपनी आमदनी कैसे बढ़ाएंगे? वो कहते हैं टैक्स लगा दो आमदनी बढ़ाने के लिए। आप खर्चे कैसे कम करेंगे, क्या क्या चीज़ें कम करेंगे? जब आप खर्चे कम करते हैं वो सब्सिडीज़ पे आते हैं, लोगों को तकलीफ होती है, मुल्क मुश्किल में आता है।
The federal cabinet granted approval to an increase in prices of 37 medicines being produced domestically while allowing slight changes in prices of 13 others. The government has added rupees 14.9 trillion to the public debt during almost 3 years in power, which is equal to 140% of the total debt the previous Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz Sharif government acquired in 5 years, shattering Prime Minister Imran Khan's dream of reducing the burden. According to the State Bank of Pakistan, the public debt increased to rupees 39.9 trillion by June this year, an addition of rupees 14.9 trillion within 3 years. The total public debt increased by a whopping 60% from July 2018 to June 2021, an unsustainable 20% increase on average each year. The addition of rupees 14.907 trillion to the public debt in just 3 years was equal to 82% of the gross public debt that the last 2 elected governments of Pakistan People's Party and PMLN had added in 10 years. The central bank reported with a fresh addition from the fiscal year 18-19 to 2021, the total public debt of June 30, 2021 is increased to rupees 39.9 trillion or 83.5% of the gross domestic product. However, in terms of the size of economy, the ratio was 4.1% less than the preceding fiscal year 1920. It was still higher by 11% of the GDP than the level left behind by the PMLN and was also in violation of the Fiscal Responsibility and Debt Limitation Act of 2005. The Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf government added on an average rupees 13.6 billion a day to the public debt, which was more than double the daily average addition of rupees 5.8 billion by the PMLN government. When the PMLN government completed its 5-year term, the total public debt stood at 24.95 trillion or equal to 72.5% of GDP. In just 3 years, it has surged to 83.5% of GDP, which is unsustainable and carries huge risk for the economy and the country's foreign policy. In February 2019, PM Imran Khan had vowed to bring the public debt down to rupees 20 trillion. He had been very critical of the economic policies followed by the previous PPP and PMLN governments and had set up the Debt Inquiry Commission to investigate the reasons behind the addition of rupees 18 trillion to the debt stock in 10 years. The accumulation of debt is direct result of the gap between expenditures and revenues, which is widening due to the inelasticity of debt servicing and defense needs and the Federal Board of Revenue's failure to enhance revenue collection to a sustainable level. Steep currency depreciation also contributed to the federal government's debt. Pakistan's total debt and liabilities also jumped to a record rupees 47.8 trillion, an addition of rupees 18 trillion in the past 3 fiscal years. The country's total debt and liabilities were equal to 100.3% of GDP, a ratio that was 86.3% hardly 3 years ago. The federal government's total domestic debt increased to rupees 26.2 trillion and addition of rupees 9.9 trillion or 60% in the last 3 fiscal years. At the end of the PMLN tenure, the domestic debt was rupees 16.4 trillion. The external debt of the federal government also increased 60% to rupees 12.4 trillion in the last 3 fiscal years. There was a net increase of rupees 4.6 trillion in the external debt, largely due to currency depreciation and building the foreign currency reserves through borrowing. At the end of PMLN tenure, the external debt had stood at rupees 7.8 trillion. The rupees 12.4 trillion worth of external government debt does not include loans obtained for reserves building and currency swaps arrangements. These loans are the responsibility of the central bank. The country's foreign exchange liabilities also increased by 3/4 mainly because of the government's decision to build foreign exchange reserves by taking new loans. Recently, a meeting of the National Assembly Standing Committee on Economic Affairs was held under the chairmanship of Mir Khan Mohammad Jamali. In the briefing given to the members of the Standing Committee, it was informed that the total external debt of Pakistan in June 2018 was 96 billion. In 3 years, the external debt increased by more than 26 billion. Where will the people go when taxes increases, medicine prices hike day by day, and the debt will increase so much that there is no precedent for it in the past? Hamad Azhar admitted PTI government has taken loan which previous governments in past 30 years not taken. The question arises why judiciary, establishment and media not raising voice or taking action against Imran Khan. International Transparency Report has issued its report twice in 6 months that corruption in Imran Khan regime has broken the corruption records of all the past government. If his minister corruption scandal get viral, Imran Khan changed their ministry only. Imran Khan only a liability and continuous embarrassment for Pakistan. Then what's the purpose of continuing such incompetent PM? Imran Khan fired government teachers, nurses, doctors, steel mill employees, Radio Pakistan employees, etc. It seems the problems of people will not be solved whether someone comes with a false slogan of change or a new claim the people are only going to be deceived. We are waiting for the time when a ruler will come to Pakistan who truly cares about the people here. That's all for now in today's program. Allah Hafiz.
जब इंटरनेशनली तेल की कीमत ऊपर जाती है, पाकिस्तान में डीजल और पेट्रोल ऊपर चला जाता है। लेकिन जब वो नीचे आती है, तो क्या इनको कीमत नीचे नहीं करनी चाहिए? डीजल और पेट्रोल महंगा होता है, सब कुछ महंगा होता है। जो 15 रुपया है, ये आपके ऊपर टैक्स लगता है, ये आपसे पैसा चोरी किया जाता है। जब आप आवाम पे टैक्स लगाते हैं, गरीब गुर्बत बढ़ जाती है।